Hey everybody, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. In today's pick a card reading, we are going to be doing Does Your Crush Like You Back? So we'll be trying to find cards to pull to see if your crush liked you back today. We have three groups in front of us to choose from. Basically, you select the crystal or groups 1, 2, or 3 that you feel most drawn to. Then you go to the description box in the video and select the timestamp that is associated with your corresponding group, and that will fast forward you to your reading. I'm now going to get into the crystals one by one, and we will go from there. So let me show you the crystals. And your first group, we have this moss agate generator point. So we just have moss agate for group 1 is moss agate. Group 2 is pale lemon quartz. That's group 2. And last, group 3 is the tangerine quartz. So take all the time you need to pick your group. You can pause the video here if you need more time to select your crystal. With that said, I'm going to move on with starting with group number 1, the green moss agate point. Hey, group 1, this is if you chose the moss agate point. So I'm going to get right into your reading. The first card we're going to draw is going to represent you guys, or how you're being portrayed in this connection. And we have child nature. Then we are going to get a card to represent your crush and how they're being portrayed in the connection. And we have child orphan. Wow. Then I want to pull a Whispers of Love card to see what type of love, if any love, your crush is feeling for you. And your card is Actions Speak Loudly, Express Your Love Through Actions. And then I want to pull some tarot cards, and then we'll get right into the reading. Okay, let's get some cards for group 1 on if their crush likes them back or not. We have 3 of spells. We have the 8 of spells. Let's get one more. We have the Forge, and we have the Ace of Visions. So the Forge, I believe, is Judgment. 8 of Spells is the 8 of Wands. 3 of Spells is the 3 of Wands. And Ace of Visions is the Ace of Cups. Your crush is definitely intrigued by you. I'll give you that. I'm still trying to see if they feel like they like you or not. Honestly, one thing that I'm seeing is that they really value your guys' communication. Because I see that here with the 8 of Spells, because these owls are reminding me of like messages, like in Harry Potter where the owl delivers the letter. It's reminding me of messages, and I think that your crush really enjoys your communication. If you don't speak to your crush that much, this is probably not your pile. I feel like for you guys that chose this pile, you're in constant communication with your crush. You're constantly talking to them. You're constantly in verbal communication. With child orphan, I think your crush has had to do a lot of things on their own. I think they've been abandoned in the past. They've really learned with Ace of Visions here right below their card, self-love. They've learned how to love themselves, and I think there's an aspect to this person where they feel like they're very attractive. Like they might think they're very attractive, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. The good thing about this is that they have a high self-esteem. You know, if they're going to be with you, they're not doing it out of like loneliness or the need for somebody. I think this person actually is really comfortable on their own. They don't really need too many other people. And that could be good or bad news depending on how you guys operate in relationships. If you're the type of person who feels like you need your partner to rely on you, this is not gonna be this. Your crush is probably gonna be able to sniff that out in a second. If you're the type of person who has your own independent nature and you can rely on yourself, I think your crush is gonna be more attracted to you than you think. Um, with child nature, you guys are represented here as kind of like your natural nature is to be childlike in general. So whether you're want people to be dependent on you or you're very independent, I do see that instinctively you're childlike, or you have like a sense of innocence about you that your crush kind of likes. There's a feeling that your crush, the way they view you, is like you're two kids in this world just like trying to make it through the world, right? Like you both came out as two child cards. They might see you as someone who's very similar to themselves, right? You guys probably share a sense of innocence or a similar sense of romantic fantasy in some way. So for example, what your crush finds to be that it like unlocks their inner child, it's also what unlocks your inner child. And so one thing they like about you is that they get to experience this childlike nature around you, which is really cool. With Ace of Visions, I think they've learned to love themselves. And like I mentioned earlier, they kind of know they're attractive or they think they're attractive. I think they feel like they're a prize in general. One thing that I'm seeing here with Actions Speak Loudly, the Forge, and Eight of Spells, I think there's a battle with your crush. And it's like an internal battle. I feel like your crush with the Forge here wants to like show you love through actions, but it's like you guys are mainly about communication, or you want a lot of really good communication, but your crush wants to show you love through actions. I'm specifically seeing for some of you that your crush wants to make you things. They want to create you objects. They want to buy you presents. They want to bring you gifts. And I see on the other hand that you guys right here are like leading the direction of this relationship or this connection with communication. With three spells here, I can see why you like this person, because I am seeing that you feel like this person is someone that you tried to manifest quite a while ago, and this person's finally coming through, and you're like, oh, they're finally here. It's been forever. I feel like it was a long time coming for this person to come into your life, and this manifestation's finally like come to fruition. And so I do feel there is a strong connection between you two, a very similar connection. It's almost very like twin flame vibes with the two child cards here. There's a sense of really tapping into the other one's heart space and like understanding it on a very emotional level. Now, the interesting thing is, I think your crush is kind of on the fence about liking you or not. They're on the fence, they're going back and forth. Sometimes they like you, sometimes they don't. They don't have like strong, certain direct feelings one way or the other. And part of this reason is that I think they want more actions in in your relationship. It's like, on one hand, you guys are so similar, but then on the other hand, your ways of sharing love or communicating love are very different. On your guys' hand, it seems like you guys really appreciate a lot of communication. You like people to tell you the truth. You like honest and forthright communication. You like people to share their emotions with you. There's a feeling of wanting that in the connection. On their end, I see a lot of action. They want to buy you things, build you things, make you things, fix the problem. Fixing is coming through strongly with the Forge here, where you guys on one hand might just want to talk about the problem or just communicate or just feel heard. On their end, they want to fix it. They want to fix it so they don't have to talk about it again. Now, this can create some problems in a connection, but this is very stereotypical, like female male dynamic. You have the, female who wants to like, not, you guys could be any sex, any gender, my channel. It applies to personalities, not necessarily like genders and gender roles and stuff like that. So But in this specific case, it's very stereotypical, like female communicate, want to be heard, just need someone to listen to me, not don't fix the problem, just hear me out, just listen. And then on this end, we have someone who wants to fix the problem so they don't have to listen, right? Like this is someone who wants to fix it. I think these things could be worked through. But with actions speak loudly, I think you guys are going to learn that it's not necessarily words of affirmation that your crush is going to give you, but it's going to be actions. You'll be able to tell if your crush likes you back if they're constantly doing actions for you. For example, if they're fixing things for you, if they are solving problems for you, say you try to talk to them, they'll try to put this attitude of fixing and craftsmanship and working on things into the connection, in the communication. So that might seem a little odd to you guys when you just want to talk and have a conversation. They might be trying to solve problems in that conversation. I think you both really enjoy communicating though, on the one hand though. On the other hand, you might be thrown off a little bit by them because they might say something off-putting or something different that you wouldn't expect because they're actually trying to fix the problem instead of like just having the conversation, right? I see you guys kind of need someone you can like vent to. They need someone they can like get the problem solved and fixed for good, right? It says express your love through actions. I definitely think that if you guys took a more action-oriented approach towards your crush, like you showed them some actions as well, like maybe you bought them a gift or maybe you did something for them, I think that they would see themselves reflected in you and they would know that you like them, which would make them feel more invested in you. There's a strong vibe that like because all the connection's been on your turf so far, it's just been on the communication level, they don't know if you like them, but you are so in love with them and you feel like, how do I put this? It's like you're aware of the romance, but they're not as aware of the romance at this current point. With the Ace of Visions, this strikes me as a lot of independence, self-love. They think highly of themselves. They think they're attractive. The thing is, with actions speak loudly, I think if you guys start throwing actions into your communication or just doing actions in general, like doing things for each other, like if someone had a homework assignment, helping the other person with their homework assignment, like tutoring or whatever, that's for some reason that's coming through. Other things that this could be is like helping someone fix like their phone or helping someone learn how to do something or something along those lines. Yeah, I definitely think there's an element of the main thing here is that you guys have the same sense of innocence. And that's a really strong bond for a connection. I'm going to be honest, that's like a very strong bond. I mean, if you have the same sense of innocence as someone or you value the same things as them, it can create a really amazing and positive sense of humor, which I'm sure you guys already know. If you've been communicating with your crush, you guys have a great sense of humor together. It can create like a similar sense of shared values as well. And also a similar sense of like openness, intellectual openness, and curiosity. Yeah, the only thing I think you guys need to focus on to get more of your crush's attention, because I am seeing your crush is on the fence. So to the question of the reading, does your crush like you or not like you? Do they like you back? They're on the fence. There's moments where they feel really, really connected to you, and then there's moments where they feel disconnected. I'm just gonna be honest. This is like what I'm seeing. But I do feel if you brought a little bit of actions into the relationship, you showed them you cared or you showed them something or helped them with something. Because we have the two elements here. We have the owls, which represent communication, and then we have these dwarves working in the cave, working on all the things, fixing things, right? Fixing the problems, fixing what's going on. And so it's like, on one hand, you have both of these energies, and I will tell you this, if they're already trying to fix things for you and they're doing it a lot, they like you. That's kind of how you're going to be able to tell if they're trying to fix things for you. If you walk up to them one day and you have something broken or you have something, if they immediately start to Google that thing and try to help you fix it, they like you. I think this is someone who shows love through actions. And they also feel like they take other people seriously who show love through actions as well. One thing that I didn't mention is you have child nature here, which just indicates that you're nature, is more in tune with animals and communication with nature spirits, is what it says on this card right here. That might be another confirmation for you guys, but it doesn't have to be. Just keep in mind that you guys have more of the animalistic attitude, and they have a more self-reliant. The vibe that I'm getting is this person is more technology based and you guys are more like natural based. Like maybe you don't use technology as much as this other person does, or maybe you prefer more natural settings or something like that than this person does. This person maybe likes a lot of toys or like gadgets around them or something like that. I don't see that as a main issue. Really, I'm mainly seeing this whole they want to fix things, you want to communicate, kind of like different vibes here, um, as the main issue here. But honestly, I think you guys could build a really strong relationship with each other if you wanted that. But as far as like the question of the reading, does your crush like you back? They're on the fence. They're on the fence. And it could be to various reasons. They could find themselves extremely attractive, and maybe they have such high self-esteem they're eliminating options because they believe they deserve like a great, like super other attractive partner. The other thing that I'm seeing is just the fix it thing, right? Like showing actions to help them fix issues, fix problems is going to help bring this connection closer. I do see you manifested this person, so I do believe this is someone that needed to come into your life. I do believe this person's in your life for a reason. I wouldn't just use this reading to discount them, like, oh, they're wishy-washy with their feelings, like, oh, I'm not even gonna entertain them, because I feel like on one level, this person is in your life for a reason. Um, yeah, the main thing is just to show them, if you want a deeper connection with this person, you have to show them love through actions, instead of just communication. It's like you guys chit chat great. Like you have a great communicative environment, right? Great communicative environment, great sense of humor, great sense. I almost feel like a sense of optimism between both of you. But yeah, when problems come up or when someone is sharing something that they want to work through or that they're just communicating and they need to vent, the other person's going to want to try and fix it. So keep that in mind. And with that said, I'm going to end your guys' reading there. I really enjoyed reading for you today. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for letting me do so. And if you like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. And with that said, we're going to move on to the next group. The group is with the Pale Lemon Quartz. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next pick a card. Bye. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the Pale Lemon Quartz right here. This is this crystal. Let's get into your reading. So I'm going to pull an archetype card. And we need a card to represent group 2 as their person, okay? So angels representing you guys, and then we need a card to represent group 2's person. And we have dilettante. Dilettante. I think it's just dilettante. And we're going to get a Whispers of Love card. Let's get a Whispers of Love card for group 2 on if their crush likes them back. This one kind of was facing me. We have Demonstrate Love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. And then we need some tarot cards. We're going to pull... I'm going to try and get 4 on the table, but let's get some for you guys. What tarot cards need to come out for group 2 in their reading? Okay, this one kind of flipped up. We have 6 of Visions. Let's get 3 more. Okay, let's get into your guys' reading. As far as if your crush likes you back, I think they're confused. Um, where group one, I think they probably knew that their partner liked them, but they just were on the fence about it. They didn't know if to take their person seriously. I think your person is confused. With seven of challenges here, I see that you guys have a little bit of a secretiveness to the situation. That you're not really letting your crush know fully how you feel, or you're lying about your feelings, or you're telling, they might have asked you, like, do you like me? And then you've told them, like, oh no, of course not. Why would I like you? And so your crush um doesn't think you like them. Like there's something about miscommunication here where um there's just a strong element of miscommunication. I think that there is a sexual attraction for sure um between both of you. And also we have two females on this card, in these cards. So for a lot of you, I'm getting, and there's a lot of like girl imagery here. I'm getting for a lot of you that pick this pile, it's gonna be like a divine feminine matchup is kind of what I'm saying. Even if you are a male viewer of mine, you're either male or female person that you're witnessing is going to be a divine feminine, and then you're also represented as a divine feminine. So we do have a little bit of like just that energy is present where we have two strong feminine energies in this connection. That can lead to different things because not to be sexist or anything, but I'm getting, for some reason, this reading's bringing up a lot of stereotypical gender roles and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go with it. Not that I actually believe in these things, but I'm just using them as examples to describe the personalities involved. But I'm seeing a lot of overthinking on both sides. I'm seeing a lot of overthinking, not being truthful or honest. I don't know if I see game playing so much, but I do see that they're like, first of all, your crush is playing a role. They're playing a role with you. With the wise woman here, they're acting like your parent, or they're acting like your mother or your father. They're acting like wise, like they know things beyond their year. I mean, I'm getting also they could be younger than you because we have two opposing elements, right? We have who they are up here, which is dilettante. It's like they just get involved with things no matter what it is, and then try to act like an expert when they really don't know too much about it. But with the wise woman here, they like to act like they know everything, and they like to act like they're the one with all the wisdom, and they're the one disseminating the knowledge, even though they really don't know anything. Yeah, I think this person is giving me like show off vibes. Like they like to show off around you, and maybe that's led you to think that this person likes you, and you're coming to this reading to just double check. But this person, I definitely think, shows off around you. They try to teach you things. They act a little patronizing towards you. I actually think this is kind of one of those connections where there is a strong sexual attraction, but it could be blended in a little bit with anger, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, or a little bit of frustration. I think there's like a sexually frustrated kind of dynamic going on between both of you, where you're not really sure how to. And for a lot of you, this is a straight up like girl on girl relationship. Like people who've come to this reading, it's like your crush is a girl and you're a girl. And I'm getting that strongly for most of you. For others of you, it's just you're represented as a divine feminine energy, and they're represented as a divine feminine energy. On your hand, you guys are represented as really innocent. I think your crush sees you as really innocent. Like they see you as very angelic or innocent or needing, like this woman's holding herself. I feel like they feel like you need to be held. They feel like you need to have love in your life. We have the Six of Visions, which is the Six of Cups, which usually represents children, things from your past, your own sense of innocence. One thing that I'm seeing is your crush with the wise woman here and this child, they feel like an older grandparent to you. That's kind of the dynamic. So it's like a teaching dynamic, but also very sexual. Like there's a very sexual component here. I think you really enjoy this connection. But I think you've been lying to your crush about your true feelings, or your crush feels like you're not telling the full truth, and maybe you guys aren't. I honestly feel like, and for some reason, you guys have not been telling your crush the full truth about your feelings, which is fine. That's honestly your guys' prerogative. If you don't want to tell them your true feelings, that's fine by me, fine by anyone, right? Like it's your feelings. Like you deserve to keep them if you want to, you know, like it doesn't matter if you tell your crush these feelings, but your crush is confused. With Child of Challenges, this is someone who's sitting in the middle of the forest, planning their next step ahead, and they're thinking really long and hard. They're very much in their head. And that's this card right here. And I'm seeing them as like, what is going on with this person? Like, what is their deal? Why are they like this? I do think this person has a sexual attraction to you, but I don't think the vibe is that they wouldn't act on it, or the vibe is they feel like it's like a divide. It's like they're partly feeling very paternal and like loving, mothering kind of energy towards you. Like they need to help you out in life, or they need to give you a leg up, or they want to like help you rise to a different level in your life or something like that. And then on the other hand, they're sexually drawn to you. And then on the flip side, they're just really confused. They don't know what to make of you, to be honest, because I feel like whatever miscommunication is present, it's not going well with them. Like they're not understanding you fully or something like that. You may have lied to them in the past, and they're taking one of your lies as truth, and they're really thinking a lot about it. Like they're really debating it. They're thinking about it. They're wondering why that fact that you told them is so like it's incongruent with other facts that they know about you. This person is an investigator, right? Even though they're superficial and they like to act like they know more than they do, this person is still an investigator. This person will figure out your lies in the long run. Especially if you like, I don't know what it is you guys didn't tell this person. You know, and it could just be that you kept something from them, right? But for some of you, you outright lied to this person, and they're like confused. They're like, what the heck? Like, why is this fact's not matching up with this fact? The saving grace here would demonstrate love. It says, find out what is important to those you love and act on it. I honestly think that if you guys found out what was important to each other, like with your values and stuff like that, it would help this connection out a bit. I do think that this person's very preachy and teachy towards you, and I feel like you guys, on one hand, enjoy the lessons, but at the same time, if you guys really knew more about what the other one loved in life or what they truly valued in life, I honestly think that it would make these lessons more nourishing and enriching for you guys. And it could help in the connection in general, because I think that your crush really values knowing their partners. And because you've lied to them, they feel like lost. They feel confused. That's why they don't know if they like you back. It's like, that's the deciding factor, is kind of what it seems like. It's like, yeah, I like teaching this person, but the facts don't add up. They said something to me that didn't add up or isn't adding up. And I don't know if I can like, there might be feelings of like them not knowing if they can trust you. And that's probably why they don't like you. I think this person is sexually drawn to you. But at the same time, they just don't know if they can trust you. They still want to teach you things. I think this person wants to be in your life to show you the way, teach you things, teach you different elements of what's going on in your environment and stuff like that, and what's going on with you. I think with Six of Visions, this girl's studying this book over here in this card. I think you honestly love learning. So this is like one of those things where I don't think that part bothers you, like them trying to teach you lessons. It's like you love learning. So I think that it's like a beneficial connection in that regard. I think your guys is, it's just that it's weird, because this card right here, dilettante, means that they, you know, they have a hand with every activity. This woman has multiple hands, and she's painting. She has a flower pot. She's doing all these different things, right? She's kind of showing off. And at the same time, she's acting wiser than she really is. And you guys, on the other hand, you're very innocent and stuff like that, but you're putting yourself into a role of student when you don't necessarily, that might not be a role that you're like in all the time, if that makes sense. It's like this connection feels like there's a lot of adapting and not really being your true self with your partner. So, I mean, I don't know about your guys' long-term commitment with this person. I know that you're crushed and you probably don't want to hear that. Like, oh, long-term, it might not work out. Maybe you do need to hear that. You know, honestly, when I go to pick a card, sometimes I need to hear that. But with this child that challenges, the main issue is they're just confused because you've been telling them something, lying to them about something, being deceptive about something, and they're just trying to figure out what is it? Like, what is it that they're lying about? And I think this is really an interesting connection because I think it will, they could end up getting super frustrated and backing away if the truth doesn't come out. But on the other hand, I think you guys, it's a matter of like you want deeper intimacy or you want to keep your secret. That's honestly what's going on here. It's like, do you want deeper intimacy or do you want to keep your secret? And I don't even think, like, if you guys are debating, like, well, what, I don't know if they're going to like me back. That's why I need to know if I need to tell them the secret or not, if they're going to like me back. I'm going to be honest with you, even if you tell them what's going on your mind, or even if you tell them the piece of information that needs to come out, there's no guarantee that this relationship is going to work out. They might like you back and you guys might be a thing for a while, but one thing that I'm seeing, it might not work out. Really, the key point here is to learn what your partner values. Learn what they value. What do they value in life? This could be anything from like knowing what kind of music they like to what kind of goals they have in their life, stuff like that. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. Just find out what they appreciate and is important to them, right? Because right now there's a lot of superficial, like, I'm teaching you this, you're learning this, that kind of thing. It might even be that your crush values experiences. They just value lots and lots of experiences, and they just want to collect as many experiences as possible. Point is, you'll know that if you ask them, and then you'll have that to go off of, right? For a lot of you, this crush is someone you're communicating with. For some of you, because I'm getting the 2 females here, and we also have the 7 of challenges, I do want to point out that this could be, maybe you guys have a crush on someone, but you're not out of the closet yet or something like that. This is just indicating that there might be a moment where you have to come clean for your crush to understand if they want to develop a relationship with you or not, something like that. You might need to like tell them about, that you are attracted to them. It's almost like you guys haven't shown that you're attracted to them. So in some way you have to demonstrate love towards them so they know, like, oh, okay, well, now I know they're attracted to me. Like, I can know if I need to develop feelings, or I can actually try to figure out how I feel, because right now they don't know how they feel. Their main thing is like they're confused by you, right? Because there's certain facts that aren't adding up. So does your crush like you back? They like you back in the sense that they like teaching you things. They like being in that role of the wise person, and you're letting them be in that role. They don't like you back because when you try to tell them about your life, they get really confused because they feel like you're not being factual or you're not being truthful. And I think if you guys really understood what the other one valued, that would solve a lot more of your questions than a tarot reading would. Just to be honest, sorry. But I do think that this connection could be worth pursuing, at least for the time being, just to get to the bottom of it, like figure out what's going on in this connection, but if you guys don't want the trouble, and if you really don't want to come clean about what this is you're keeping from them, then I just suggest breaking it off, because they'll just lead to more confusion. And if anything, they'll break it off once they realize that facts aren't adding up. I think this person, if things seem too confusing to them or they don't make sense, they'll leave. They'll book it. They'll just think there's something up and they'll leave. So, okay, so I'm going to end the reading there. You guys, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, like or comment below. With that said, I'm very thankful you're here with me today. I'm very thankful I got to give you guys this message. So, interesting relationship, interesting connection, 2 divine feminines in delight with each other. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next read card, and moving on to group 3 with the Tangerine Quartz. Bye. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Tangerine Quartz right here. So let's get into your reading. All about if your crush likes you back or not. Let's start with the archetype cards. I do want to say I did groups 1 and 2 back to back, and then when I went to the living room in my house to like get some water, and I was watching a Kino tarot reading, because I like to watch her because she's usually pretty accurate for me. I was watching her reading, or her pick a card, and I paused it to go get dinner, and then I didn't realize, like, I must have unpaused it because I went back into the room and it's still playing. And like, I feel like, I don't know. It's just something to, in case that means something to you guys, maybe checking out her channel would be good or something like that after you're watching this, or maybe she has more detailed information on one of her readings. But yeah. Okay, so let's go into your reading. Okay. So, okay. We have 2 cards here. We have Monk, Nun, and Martyr. The one on the left is you guys, the one on the right is them. Then we will get a Whispers of Love card for you guys. And we have Practice Compassion, see things from a fresh perspective. And we're going to get some tarot cards for you guys, and then we'll get into your reading. Okay, let's get 4 tarot cards for group 3 on if their crush likes them back or not. What cards need to come out in this reading? I think I need to draw. So our first card, we have Moonlight, then we have the Weaver of Challenges, the Seeker of Challenges, and the Ten of Spells. Right now, I don't know if you guys can hear this through because of my mic and stuff, but I had a lot of cars racing outside my house. Like, cars are racing by on the roads right now. It's making me feel like this connection is pretty fast-paced. And I'm getting kind of an intense vibe here in general. We have the 2 challenge cards down here. We have the Moonlight and the Ten of Spells. These are all cards about hard work. Also with Moonlight, there could be a little bit of confusion here as well. But honestly, it's making me feel like this person is driving you insane, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like, this person is driving you nuts. Yeah. There's a feeling of not listening to your partner in this connection. And honestly, like, with the 2 challenge cards here, with the Weaver of Challenges and Seeker of Challenges, this is the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Just the imagery on these cards, I don't think there's like warm and open communication between you and this person. In fact, for some of you, you haven't even communicated with them at all yet. I think deep down, both of you are pretty selfless. We have Monk, Nun, and Martyr. I think deep down, you're both very like innocent, selfless, but neither of you can see that on the surface of this connection. They're represented by the Seeker of Challenges, which is just this guy in dark black armor, right? The vibe here is that, like, how do I put this? They don't want to be seen by you, or they're like, they have armor, basically. Like, they've either been hurt before and they're not letting down their guard. There's a feeling of like resistance on their end, right? And for some of you, this person is like currently in the process of dating like multiple people at the same time, but to them it's like really hard work or something like that. There's some kind of vibe here with, because we have the Ten of Spells, which is the Ten of Wands, and then we have all these women running through this forest, right? I feel like this person either has kind of like a track record, like they've dated a lot of people in the past, like they have a lot of people with like broken hearts in their past or something like that. Um, the other thing that I'm seeing with this card is this person could like to work with groups a lot, and they might even want like group like intimate situations where it's like multiple people, like polyamory or like group sex or something like that. um I think this person on a deeper level wants to believe in something. I think they want to believe in something. I think they desperately need to believe in something. They want to be they want to be of service to someone or something. um that's kind of like their secret hope and desire. um you guys, on the other hand, this person's driving you up the wall with the moonlight card here and these rabbits here. I feel like this person is making you crazy like a rabbit. Like this person is probably um you're overthinking a lot in this connection is kind of what I'm seeing. And a lot of your thoughts aren't necessarily real or accurate to the situation is kind of what I'm seeing. I think that with this monk number, it's a selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. um you guys might really benefit from getting in touch with your spiritual side and like higher spiritual principles and guidance. Like non-attachment, right? Like this person you might feel so attached to, you might feel so incredibly drawn towards, but it's just like every time you try to talk to them, it's like a wall or a, like with them being covered in armor, it's like they are not ready to open up emotionally to a connection, right? Like unless you want to be another notch on their belt, I would not pursue this connection, because I don't think your crush likes you. If they do like you, it's probably just for sex at this point in their life. I mean, we have a strong indicator that they are so fully armored and they are looking for multiple partners at this point in time. They're not ready for a okay, so they're not ready for a relationship. If you're looking for like a hookup or something like that, I think you could get that out of this person. But with the way you guys are interacting with the moonlight card, I would not do that. That will drive you up the wall. That'll make you even more crazy for this person. Um, yeah, the best thing to do with moonlight is realize you're accessing subconscious realms. I would get good amounts of sleep. Get good amounts of sleep. Your dreams, paying attention to your dreams might be beneficial. But yeah, in general, connecting with spirit, connecting with your spirituality, spiritual principles like the aspects of letting go, non-attachment, um, learning these deeper spiritual philosophies could really benefit you in this connection. I feel for you guys. I feel like you like this person so badly that it's just like killing you inside, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I think also the way this person views you with Weaver of Challenges here, they view you as kind of like a goddess, but a goddess that's like unapproachable, prickly. Like they might even view you as a little like bitchy, for lack of a better term. They might think you have such a high attitude about yourself, or that you have this kind of like attitude, and they're just thinking like, I would never go near that, because that person is just like, they either think you're like above and beyond them, or they think you're prickly and you have an attitude. We're seeing this queen here with these rose bushes with thorns and these spirals and these thorns. The spirals are making me think of crazy too, right? Like there's a strong vibe that like on your end, you're just going through it mentally with this connection. But at the same time, on the surface, it's like two like stoic soldiers who are trying to create intimacy with each other, and no one's melting anyone's hearts, right? It's like no one knows how to melt the other one's heart. It's like one person is like, kind of prickly and kind of, I see you guys as kind of fashionable, honestly. Like I'm seeing you guys as kind of like fashionable, wise. The one saving grace here is I think that like if you connected in with spirit, and especially if they did too, we have the crow on their shield, and we also have this woman holding the crow here. It might be ravens, but I'm gonna say crow. So there is a strong vibe that both of you, like the vibe here is that you're both getting information from the same guide or same form of spirit coming to you guys, or the same kind of guidance. You're receiving the same kind of guidance as your partner, and you don't even know it because you guys are so blocked off from each other. Like for a lot of you, you haven't been communicating. I'm going to be honest with you. I've done the other piles already. If you're in constant communication with your person, it seems to be going well. You're one of the other groups. You're not this group. This group is someone who you cannot talk to this person, and this person is not opening up. They are like blocked off from you completely. They're playing like, it's the vibe of like both parties seem very playing hard to get, but it's like you're playing hard to get when they are just focused on like, how many notches on my belt can I have, right? Their saving grace in this lifetime, your crush, is that they're going to learn that it's important to dedicate themselves to a cause, right? They want to be service oriented. They really do. They want to help others, but they have to discover this on their own. Right now, they're in this kind of like hedonistic, like, I want group sex, I want multiple partners. I don't want to open up my heart. Like, they're very strongly, this is like player vibes, like playboy, playgirl kind of vibes. And I feel like it's driving you guys crazy is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Practicing non-attachment with the monk and the nun. The nun is making me think of like giving up the physical world, right? Like, giving up the physical world, letting go of like your carnal desires, choosing a spiritual path. It's like nuns give up romance to join a convent, right? I'm not saying you have to do that for everyone. I'm saying with this person, that's the position that the cards are saying like you should probably take. So does this person like you or not? I would say no, they don't. If they do, it is sexual, but I'm not picking that up so much because I'm really seeing that they'll take anything at this point. It's not that they are like drawn to you as an individual. They're just like drawn to like bodies, essentially. I know this sounds so brutal. I'm so sorry, guys, for this message. But sometimes we need to hear these things, you know? It's just, there's a strong element of disconnection between you and this person. The best way I can see this relationship developing, we have practice compassion. This has been showing up as the card that needs to be done to create more closeness. And we have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective. I think first of all, getting looped up in your own head with your own crazy thoughts with the moonlight card, like, you guys are having that lunacy kind of thing that I talk about sometimes in my readings where the moon's out and it's like making you think crazy thoughts and you're just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm thinking all these weird things and I don't know what's real and what's not. Moonlight's also illusion, stuff like that. Seeing things from a fresh perspective. I think if you talk to other people in your environment about the situation, you'll get a clear understanding of what's going on. I think other people know this person better than you do. With Moonlight here, there is something about your guys' connection where you are not seeing them clearly, or you're just in your head a lot. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be, maybe you are seeing them clearly, but you're just in your head. Like, maybe you really like them, or maybe they're just this person gives you, I feel like this person's giving you a little bit of anxiety too. Also, there is an opportunity, if you guys want to communicate with each other, to learn about a fresh perspective from your partner. Like, if you guys do ever communicate, which I don't see that happening because you're both so armored. It's like you're both so tough on the outside. Even though on the inside you're both softies. It's interesting. The thing is like, even if you guys did start communicating, I would see that it would be a divine communication with the two birds here representing both of your spirit guides. There's a vibe that like it would happen unexpectedly and it would only last for a short time, but you would learn so much information from this one connection, right? Maybe you've already had this connection. I mean, for most of you, you haven't communicated with this person yet. I'm going to be honest. But maybe if you're coming to this reading in retrospect, maybe you watched it once and then you came back to it after the communication, you're going to be like, whoa, yeah. I remember like we had an intense conversation. I learned so much, but it was so intense that I don't ever want to have a conversation with this person again. But I think on the surface, like how you guys are away from each other, like how you view each other away from each other, you're really attracted to each other. Yeah, I think this connection would be divinely guided. I even think that there would be crows. There'd be like, see a lot of crows right before or after this connection, or during the connection. You might see this person outside and there might be crows nearby or something like that that are constantly hawking and squawking. Like birds will be acting very strangely when you're very in close proximity to this person, like chirping extra loudly. Um, it's just kind of like a little bit of a warning to like move away from this person. This person either has a track record where they have hooked up with lots of people in the past, or they want to, or they're planning on that, or they're kind of thinking like, man, I just need experience sexually. Like sexually, I want to get a lot of experience. I want to know what it's like to be with a lot of different people. I don't care who it is. I just want experience, right? That's kind of the vibe that they're giving me. They're not that careful with their partners either. So I would just be careful around this person. Do they like you back? I would say no. Um, this person, once they find the cause that they're going to dedicate themselves to, that's when they're truly going to find love. That's when they'll be open for a relationship. I'm not going to discount this relationship for all eternity for you guys, because honestly, I see that once they go through their transformation of finding what their service is to a cause that they're going to be a part of, it could transcend their personality a little bit and melt their heart. I am seeing this person who's very open, right? So when they are open like that, they're going to become a martyr to situations, and they're actually going to help a lot of people in this lifetime. They're not a bad person. I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh, they're a bad person, they're a slut, whatever. Like this person is basically going to go through a transformation where they'll be in service to other people and they will heal people eventually. You guys, on the other hand, I think that this whole experience is meant to teach you a lesson of non-attachment, to know that even if you have deep, passionate feelings for someone, sometimes you have to let that person go. And that's okay, right? Like sometimes we get really attached to people that are probably not good for us, and the universe is sending us signs that they're not good for us and to be unattached, but sometimes we cling on no matter what, right? And that's okay. You guys are learning this lesson. We're not meant to hold on to everyone in our life, even if we feel super, super drawn to them. But you have to really pay attention to like, how is this person affecting your mind, right? Like, how is this person affecting your mind? How is this person affecting the way you see reality? This person could even be making you feel more bitchy around them. They might act in a certain way that makes you feel like the bitch, or the tough, difficult person to deal with, when really you guys aren't like that. Really, I feel like you guys are like spiritual people, who just need a break from the dating world or something like that. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Seeing things from a fresh perspective is going to really help. And I'm seeing talking to third parties in this situation and asking about this person, like, what do you think this person's like? Or, talking to people who know this person and being like, well, what are they like in a relationship? Or what are they like? And then getting an idea of who this person is. I think that could really be beneficial, because I think once you found out who this person is, if you're actually truly listening, because sometimes we don't listen, sometimes we just project our fantasy and don't want to listen. But with this person, if you find out who they truly are, you might not like them. Like, you might think twice, or you might think like, oh, that's not a good trait about them. Like, I'm gonna pass on this person, But yeah, if it works out in the future, I do see that, like with monk, nun, and martyr, if both of you get in touch with your innocent sides, in the future, I see you guys could possibly come back around and have some communications with each other. Once again, you guys are being led by similar spiritual guiding forces. I think that's where the connection comes into play. It's like if their spirit guides are angels and your spirit guides are angels, I think they're like in really big communication with each other, or you have the same ones, if that makes sense. It's like your spirit guides are the same spirit guides as them. For example, I feel like, honestly, like if you guys had, how do I put this? Say you both were talking about your favorite animal, you both might like have the same favorite animal. Like maybe you both like wolves or something like that, and this person loves wolves and you love wolves, and you're gonna find out they have the same animal that they like as you, or something like that. Or maybe you really like snakes, they might actually really like snakes, and so in a weird way, you guys might deeply connect on this one topic, but then be repelled by each other once again to like go your separate ways. All right, I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. If you like this reading or it brought you clarity or insight, please like or comment below. With that said, this was the last group for today. I thank you guys again for being here with me and being on my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the readings, and I will see you guys in the next pick a card. Bye.